Christine.
Hi, Lilou.
It's so good to be with you on Skype. I'm so thankful for
Yeah,
the technology right now.
me too. I know. It's hard to imagine, but it's like you're right here.
You're in New York, right?
Yeah, I'm in New York. I
Um,
just moved here last year.
yeah, so you've been participating in the 100-Day Challenge for some time now.
Yeah, this is my sixth season, so I started a year and a half ago,
Uh-huh.
and I found it because I was looking for a community of people that were like-minded. I was starting to go more into spiritual things, and there really wasn't anyone around me that was interested in those kind of things. So there was really no one to talk to about that. So I actually used the law of attraction and asked. I went to a Hay House I Can Do It conference.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Yeah, and that's where I got introduced to all these speakers with Doreen Virtue and everybody. And I was researching Doreen Virtue, and that's how I found your meditation. Like you did a Doreen Virtue meditation video.
Oh yeah, I was meditating on one of her 80
Yeah,
meditations.
and that's how I found you. And it was like law of attraction. I was like, wow, this is exactly what I just asked for. So yeah, I was so happy to find the community.
Were you already doing video blogs before, or was it your first attempt?
Oh. Yeah, it was my very first time. I was very, very private. Sorry, you're going to hear my dog. I was very, very private. I never really liked to share any of my personal like goals or anything. Even with my friends, I was very selective of who I shared it with. So
Mm.
it was a big step for me. I think it was after reading your book. I did a couple of videos and it was a little hesitant at first, so I only shared a little bit. In the first season, you'll see I only had like maybe one or two videos.
Yeah.
But after I read your book, I think it was like my second or third season, I decided, you know what, I think nothing bad can come out of it, especially with this community.
Yeah.
And I really thought that maybe if I just put myself out there like you were doing, that I would be healing and other people could benefit as well. So
So
that's
congratulations
all.
for the
Sorry.
courage it takes, because it can be petrifying to do those videos and to open up to strangers and just yeah, wow.
Yeah, I mean it was I think the community helped though because it it really showed me that I wasn't the only one going through all the fears that I was going through.
Yeah.
So just having that kind of knowing that other people are going through some of the same things, it made it easier to share. So
So what happened then? So you start putting more and more out there, and then how did that transform your world to do those videos and take on some of the practices?
yeah, I found that my fears just kept on going away because I was kind of doing things that were uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
um, I was already doing practices and attracting things into my life, so I had started right up. Had always been doing it, but then right after I saw The Secret, I really
Yeah.
focused on doing it and started to attract some really great things. I attracted my very first freelance gig. I actually put
Can
like
you remind us what you do for a living?
well, I've gone through a lot of career changes. So now I was doing web work. So I was a designer doing like interaction design. But now I changed my career focus and now I'm back in school doing fashion design
Oh,
in New
cool.
York. So
Very, very cool.
I attracted. I had a specific dollar amount that I even attracted, and like within that week, I got a call from a friend of mine from school that actually had the exact position for a contract for that amount of money. It was pretty amazing. So
Isn't it mind-blowing when it
yeah,
happens?
it's pretty crazy. I mean, now I think I'm used to it. But in the beginning, it was really, really strange that things would actually start happening, and it really tells you that this really works.
Yeah. Did that transform also your love relationship?
Yeah, well, I was already married by the time I had started this, but I was always going through some difficulty. Like in the first few years of marriage, you're going through growing pains. So we were going through a bunch of growing pains, and I really didn't know like why we were struggling so much. I think what helped me, I didn't necessarily use the law of attraction so much, but I used feng shui. I was learning some feng shui, and I had made one feng shui change. We had like a marriage poem that was placed in our bathroom, like my mom had given it to me. And somewhere I read that if you put anything that is meaningful to you in the bathroom's kind of a drain. So don't put anything that's really meaningful for you in the bathroom. So I took it out that day, and we stopped fighting. It was the strangest thing. And then after that, I started getting introduced to angels and Dr. Emoto's work. And just all of that combined, working with all of that, really transformed my relationship. So now I'm really grateful. Things are really going well for me and my husband.
Yeah, but I guess you're also creating the space and the freedom for him to show up as he is, just the way he is.
Yeah, and I think a lot of this stuff, it really teaches you, it really shed light on how I was behaving. I always thought that everything externally had to be fixed, and it wasn't really me. And I think the moment I realized that if I change me, then the outer world changes, that really shifted my whole world. So if I can stay present, and if I can really just connect with the love vibration, then yeah, everything just started changing around me. So
this is so inspiring.
Yeah.
So what are you co-creating now? What are you into? What are some of the practices or some of the teaching that you're experiencing right now? Tell us where you're at.
So right now, I'm the ones that I really use is whenever I have any kind of, say I have like a negative feeling about a person or someone in my past, I'll use the Ho'oponopono.
Oh, yeah.
How do you pronounce that?
Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono method. I didn't even know that's what it was called, but I had been using it.
The forgiveness, like forgiving. Can you tell us how you practice that? So everybody is aligned with what you're saying.
The way I do it is I just say, I just think about the person that there's some baggage around. Like something might have happened in the past, or maybe I don't even know, but for some reason I'm thinking about this person that comes out of the blue. I will just send my love. I'll think about that person and I'll say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, for whatever it may have been. And I say, I love you and thank you. And I just send that energy out there. And I think somehow it just starts to heal. I don't know, it might heal the other person and the way that person views you, because I've done it on some people and they've just been so much nicer to me. It was really strange because we've had some issues. And then for me, it just lets me let go of some of that baggage, helps me forgive myself. Yeah. So I feel like it's cleaning my energy out.
Dr. Emoto does a lot of that too. He's all about forgiveness.
Really? Yeah, so that's one I do whenever I feel inclined to, whenever somebody, comes up in my mind. But I do meditation off and on. I write in my journal. And I also do like a Q&A session writing with my angels. So I'll write a question down on my notebook, and then because sometimes you have like these fears and these worries that come up, and you need answers, but they say that you have the answers within you. So I find that when I've started asking all these other people for answers, nobody really gives me one. So I felt so unsatisfied that I finally just started asking my angels for answers, and it just comes as thoughts. And it's like how you're writing to yourself, but a lot of times the answers are something that you already know is really good for you, and you know that that's the right answer. You probably knew it all along, but it just confirms it and has it in writing. So I use that a lot.
I just love how we're becoming our own guru, our own coach, our best friend, all of that. And the common thing with everybody as part of the 100-day challenge is that we're doing it. We're making it happen. We're engaging ourselves and learning and being so profoundly curious about life and how we can make it happen and connect with each other. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, and I find that just like watching everybody go through this process, everyone has their own techniques that work for them, and they use different techniques at the right time that they needed, different teachers. So it's really interesting for me to just see what others are going through, like teachers they find, and you just learn so much by just following other people and who they're following. So
Do you
yeah,
have
it's been
anything to
great.
say to anybody watching right now that might not be participating in the 100-day challenge or have stopped for a while, that are kind of on the fence and hesitating? Because this could be a big step for a lot of people like you years ago.
Mhm. Yeah, I would encourage people to just connect with people. I think that's what this community can provide. You can do the practices on your own, and they definitely work. But I find that sometimes we feel like we're not supported, and there's always those moments where you doubt yourself and have the fears. And this community is always so supportive. So there's always people, no matter what you're going through, whether you have something to celebrate or whether you have, um, something that you're going through that you just need some advice or someone to just say everything's going to be fine. This group, everyone is just so loving and positive and helpful. And it doesn't matter what time of day. I find that sometimes we're scared to tell our family and friends some of the things that are so private. But for some reason, because sometimes it feels like it's over the internet, it's a little bit easier to do that. And it kind of gets it off your chest. So I really encourage people to join. It's very powerful in the way that building the community, having support can really help you like get through those moments to get to the next step.
Thank you, Christine.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
Lilou.
This is so great.
Yeah, this has been great. It's a great challenge. Every season, I never really know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like in the flow, and like I used to be so shocked that I could manifest things, but now, yeah,
It's
I'm just
amazing
great.
how you have grown. I mean, how you have you're shining and you're just so comfortable in front of the camera. And
I know.
can you
I
believe
would have
this
never ever thought.
this is so wonderful. This is really beautiful to watch another person's journey unfold like this. Really,
Yeah.
congratulations for going beyond your fears and your limited beliefs to be here now. It's
Thank
amazing.
you. Yeah. I mean, you were a big part of that. Just showing us that it's okay to be vulnerable. I think that was like the biggest thing. It was knowing that it's okay to be human.
Yeah.
So.
Beautiful, beautiful.